So a couple of weeks ago, the news broke that the Brecon Beacons are going to be no more. They're changing their name to Bannau Brycheiniog. Hopefully the pronunciation is legible there. There's been a fair amount of publicity over the last few weeks, hasn't there, since the story came out. Before we go into how the campaign, as it were, was handled, what was the rationale for changing the name from an English name into a Welsh name?
It was the national park embracing their heritage, reflecting the Welsh culture and the people that shape that national park, and sort of going back to that. It's not a new name. It's actually the name that they always had previously. It's just been anglicised over time. So they were just going back to their roots.
How has this gone down?
In a word, there's been a bit of a backlash.
Okay.
Locally, the media have been interviewing the local businesses and people living in the community this was news to them when it was announced. So there's not all negative, but a lot of people just a little bit perplexed as to, especially business owners, as to why they didn't know about this, and a little bit of confusion. One person said, "Oh, it's put the park in the news for 5 minutes. That's all it's achieved." There's been a lot of question over the cost of it and whether it was worthwhile. And then a bit of a broader backlash by politicians, words like it just being purely symbolic, virtue signalling, and so not gone down massively well. Even one of the local politicians, she said, this is about looking trendy and jumping on a sustainability bandwagon. So yeah, not the best response.
So what is the accusations about the sustainability bandwagon? So what's the rationale there in terms of the whole reason why they've gone ahead with the change?
Yeah, so one of the reasons moving away from Brecon Beacons, the word beacon as it representing this brazier, which is apparently not a good look in the decarbonisation, wanting to be at the forefront of decarbonisation as a national park. They didn't feel like it was a good fit for them anymore. So hence a new name, or the old name again, and a new logo as well to accompany that.
You said it hasn't gone down particularly well. It's quite interesting because we had a look, didn't we, at how some of the media have reported on this. The Spectator went with the headline saying the backlash to renaming the Brecon Beacons is a gift to Welsh nationalists. The Guardian said that Downing Street have now entered the row over the move to ditch the English name. And the Daily Mail, take this however you want to, renaming is a victory for woke Philistines, a bonkers decision. So it hasn't gone down very well, but what has gone wrong? What are the key issues that we're finding with this?
Well, I think one of the key issues here is that, yes, there's this name change, which is very important and significant, but it goes hand in hand with this new management plan that the National Park have launched. It sets out a vision for the next 25 years. At its centre is sustainability. They've got this really a huge amount of work has clearly gone into this. It's setting was a net zero. They're wanting to reach net zero in greenhouse gas emissions by 2035. So there's a huge amount of work. It's the beginning of a huge body of work for the good of the national park nationally, and that's just all been drowned out by the reaction to the name change. It's just undermined it all. Which is just a real shame. To me, that's one of the main issues that this debate, the instant backlash reaction in the media to this name change has just eclipsed that really important message. And we're at the beginning of that. And it's even all the quotes from the chief executive, her name Catherine Mealing-Jones, all the quotes in the media from her have been about defending the name change, not pushing that sustainability message, which surely is the point of it. So it's just a bit of a shame, really. And I think one of the key issues that's led to this is because people don't like feeling left out. And I think certainly on the local level, I'm sure some people will have been consulted, but it seems from the media interviews, it seems that most people living in the local community were not aware of this. So they've just missed the opportunity to get people's buy-in and support, and then to support their sustainability push from now and for the next 25 years. It's just sort of stunted that push.
It seems that what we've got here is a fantastic story talking about a fantastic initiative to be achieving net zero within X period of time. And it has been significantly overlooked. And it's almost as if they're having to do a crisis comms job on what was a really positive PR story. And instead of being able to go out and talk to the media about all the great things and initiatives that they're putting in place, and it is a great story, for some reason our attention's been focused elsewhere, and they're now on the back foot. And it feels like everything has almost been lost, because I mean, this is a big story in terms of the Brecon Beacons itself. Is, it gets over 3 million visitors per year, which is the average, well, approximately the same size of the population for the entirety of Wales, and is one of only 3 national parks in the country as well. So what could they have done better? What should they have done better? If you were advising those who were doing the renaming and behind the campaign, what would you advise them to do?
In the run-up to this name change, rather than just throw it on people, they should have engaged. I mean, sustainability, let's be honest, it's a huge topic, importantly so. It's not like there aren't a lot of radio, TV and in print opportunities out there that there could have been a campaign put in place leading up to it to really get that momentum built up, and not just for the day where everything changes, where the name changes, but beyond that.
Do you think the opportunity has been lost, in the sense to be able to have those conversations, talking about the whole rationale, the whole raison d'etre for them doing what they were doing?
No, I don't think the opportunity's entirely been lost. It's just a wasted opportunity. They could have approached it in a different way, that rather than us sitting here talking about the name, straight away that sustainability message and all the work they're doing on species conservation and water conservation, that would have been what we should have been talking about. I don't think it's completely lost. This is a vision for the next 25 years. So, it's not all about what those first headlines were. It's just put them on the back foot, really. I mean, it's certainly not insurmountable. As I say, it's from a PR specialist point of view, it's a shame.
It has been divisive. It has got people talking. The challenge, I guess, now for the authorities is to channel that conversation into the right direction.
My advice to them would have been, sort of 6 months before all of this, they should have got a PR agency or somebody in-house to sort of structure a campaign around pushing out the message and securing the media coverage they wanted. So whilst we're now at that point where the message is out there, that's perhaps what they should be doing now, is bringing in some experts and making a plan, brainstorming, getting that coverage and just getting that message back on track.
A campaign that would sound in premise, but in delivery, a bit poor.